Sabrina. Today I'm here with my reaction to Positions by Ariana Grande, the album. Yes. So I've been a huge Ariana Grande fan for a pretty long time, and when this album got announced I was so excited. So I'm here to talk to you about it. If you haven't seen any of my album reviews before, basically I just listen to the songs. You'll get my first impressions. At the end we'll do a top 3 and an overall thoughts. And that's it. That's all you get. I'm sorry, I'm a bit awkward. I haven't heard anything of this album yet because, again, if you're new to this channel, I also, at the end of the month, do a video where I react to every single that came out in a month that I'm interested in kind of the same format. And therefore, I haven't heard anything of this album yet. But I'm very excited to do this with you. So, let's go. I don't really know what to say. I'm so sorry. I haven't done an album thing in a while, and now I'm a bit rusty and I don't know what to say. Oh, also, quick information, I'm also doing a accompanying blog post on my fandom blog. That blog's linked down in the description. So if you want to read over my thoughts, and there's also links to the songs in there, go check that out, I guess. And there's more music related stuff on there as well. So yeah, let's just begin with the first song, which is called Shut Up, which feels appropriate because I need to shut up. Okay, so that was Shut Up, the first song of the album, and I really liked it. I liked the messages that came with the song. I feel like it's a more evolved version of songs that we've heard from Ariana before, like You Don't Know Me on My Everything and I Don't Care, I believe it's called, on Dangerous Women. I feel like this was more of a personal and involved version of that song, and I think it was a great way to start off this album. Just a great message, you know? And I also just like the melody of it. I feel like at some moments it kind of felt a little bit like fairy tale-esque and magic-y, so I really like that. Let's just move on to the next song, which is 34 plus 35. Okay, so that was 34 plus 35. I knew this album was gonna deal with sex, obviously, because of the title. But I wasn't expecting anything less explicit. I mean, it's not terrible, but there also are no metaphors, you know? She just says it like it is, which is fine, but it's the first time we've heard it from Ariana, I believe. I believe before this, her most explicit songs were Side to Side and Love Me Harder, even those are pretty much wrapped up in metaphor. This one isn't. This one literally says fuck me. But I do still like the song. I think it has a nice vibe to it, and I can see myself listening to it a lot in the future. Maybe not if I'm not a people, because it is pretty explicit and me is shy, but but the rest will be fine, I guess. So let's move on to the first feature of the album, which is Motive featuring Doja Cat. And I'm not that familiar with Doja Cat besides TikTok, so this is gonna be interesting for me. Okay, so Motive featuring Doja Cat is my favorite on the album so far. I know we're not far in, so don't hold me on that, but I just had so much fun listening to this song. I couldn't sit still at all. You saw me head bop. Great. I also feel like this song just has a lot of single potential, and I'm really hoping it will become a single. The only thing that I kind of have to say about this one that is a little bit negative is that for some reason Doja Cat's voice just irks me a bit. I don't know what it is, because I have heard her songs before, passing and on TikTok. never gone out to like actively listen to her, but like I have heard a song before. You can't escape her nowadays, and I do like her voice on her own tracks. So I don't know what it was wrong here, but for some reason it just didn't really click with me, but it also didn't bother me enough to like actively dislike this song, which in the past like collabs have done that. So not necessarily with Ariana, but I have had songs that I really enjoyed until like the feature came on the third voice. I was like, nope. So yeah, that wasn't the case with this song at all. Yeah, let's move on to the next song, which is Just Like Magic. Okay, so that was Just Like Magic, and I take my statement back. This is my favorite of the album. I shouldn't be saying this because there's much more to come, but still making a claim. So far, this is my favorite. See me saying that for every song coming up now. That'd be embarrassing. But I really love this song. I really like the message of the song. It's a song about self-love and self-growth, but it isn't necessarily a like self-power anthem, which we love those, and those are also needed in society. When I'm feeling down, I love putting on a song that is just like boom, full of self-empowerment. But I also like the fact that this was just a little bit more subtle, and it isn't an empowerment anthem, you know? It's just a song about taking care of yourself and changing the way you view things and just making your life more positive and seeing the effects of that. Love it. Also, I just like, I know with Sweetener, I believe, when that came out, Ariana said that she was tired of kind of like hearing like the high-pitched voice that she's in, like the high register she's been doing on the radio like constantly, and she wants to sing more on the lower register, and I've been loving that. Don't get me wrong, I always love a lower register, but I feel like she really used some of that higher register in this song really well to, it's still mostly in a lower register, but there's some harmonies and like bits in there that are more like her higher register and made the song even better. Let's move on to the next feature on the song, which is Off the Table featuring The Weeknd, and I already talked about Love Me Harder earlier, mentioned it real quick. There's also featuring The Weeknd. It was on the My Everything album, I believe. Now I'm doubting myself, but I believe it's on the My Everything album. And yeah, there's the second feature, like second collab, and also the second feature on the album. So I still said it right, just not what I meant. So let's just listen to it. That was Off the Table featuring The Weeknd. Sublime song. I don't want to say it again, but probably my favorite of the album so far. And one of, it's gonna, all I know is it's going to be very hard to pick a favorite at the end, like my top 3, because damn, I don't know a whole lot about The Weeknd. I'm gonna say that honestly. I do know like some bits and bobs about him, but not a whole lot. And so my opinions that I'm gonna say in a minute are completely based off of those tiny bits and bobs I know, plus the annotations on Genius, because I always look on Genius for the lyrics, and I look at the annotations as well, just because I think it's fun, because sometimes there's like references to like other songs in there, just like parallels to other songs in there, and I don't get those because I'm not smart enough, so I like reading them. I should shut up. But to me what it seems like is that both of them just went through some shit in relationships in very different ways, and they just wrote about their experience, and just accidentally those just happened to match up really well and seem like kind of like in conversation with each other. Sublime. Let's move on to the next song, which is 6:30. So that was 6:30. I really liked it. Are you surprised? I like the fact that it wasn't like full sexual. It does obviously have some sexual innuendos in there, and has a sexual message, which is fine, and a completely sexual song is fine as well. But I also like the fact that this has some more depth to it, and that in the verses you can hear like Ariana's insecurity and vulnerability around being in a relationship and not being sure that person is able to take all of her flaws. Next one is Safety Net featuring Ty Dolla $ign. I'm sorry if I seem a bit out of it. There's just some things going on behind the scenes that I don't want to talk about, but that's why maybe, especially for the last song, I seemed a bit out of it. Sorry. But that was Safety Net featuring Ty Dolla $ign, and I really liked it. I really liked the feature on the song. I've talked before about how I'm a bit iffy sometimes on features, especially with like rappers, and then usually on the third verse, and then this one didn't do that, did it on the second verse, and then kept it going. I don't know, I actually really liked it. I liked how their voices work together, and that's special because I haven't always liked Ty Dolla $ign's voice on songs, like just in combination with what else was going on. And I also just really liked the lyrics of the song and like the message behind it. The song is basically about starting a relationship and feeling vulnerable because the last one didn't go well, and being scared of it going on again, and kind of wondering like, how did I get at this point where I'm here and I don't have wow, my voice just disappeared. Like, how did I get here again, you know? Being scared because you don't have a safety net, you know? If you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. Next song is My Hair. Okay, so officially over the halfway through mark with My Hair, and I really like this song. I just really like the vibes of it. It felt a little bit more retro, which reminded me a lot of Yours Truly, because not that they're just like in the same style as some of like the retro songs on Yours Truly, it's very different, but like kind of Ariana's whole aesthetic during the Yours Truly era was very retro, and there's some songs on there that have been more obviously influenced than others, and I enjoy that. Then I also just really like the vibe of this song. It felt pretty sexy. I mean, it's a sexy song, so you can do that. But I don't know, I like the vibes of it. And yeah, also just overall like message in a way. I liked the way like hair was kind of used as a metaphor, not really. No, I really like it a lot. And let's move on to Nasty, which every time I read the title I think of That's a Raven. Do with that what you will. Nasty. Another one that doesn't try to use metaphors and just tells it like it is, which you can appreciate. Show off. It's a sexual song. I liked it. I don't really know what else to say. I'm sorry. My mind is kind of like blocking up because I've been here for a very long time and we still have many songs to go, and my brain is like, this is gonna be like the longest video ever, and it's like, no, when you cut this down it's gonna be shorter. But like, my brain's panicking because I see how long I've been filming and how much I still have to go, so therefore I don't have a lot to say. But because I'm talking about how long this video is gonna be, I'm just making it longer. So yeah, apologies for the little bit of a short review, but I don't have that much to say about it. I liked it. It's fun. That's it. Let's move on to West Side. Okay, so this is another one I don't really have a lot to say about. We're talking about West Side. This was a pretty short song, but I still really liked it. I feel like the message of it was very sweet, just about love, but in a very cute, sweet way, and I really liked that. I really also liked the melody. It kind of felt, I don't know, it just felt like souped into it, so I liked it. And yeah, that's it. Let's move on to Love Language. Okay, so that was Love Language. I really liked this song as well until the ending. I really liked the melody of this song. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I also just really liked the message. It was very sweet, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of the outro because I feel like after the last chorus the song like faded out completely and I thought it was over, and I was confused because Sheena still gave lyrics, right? The sound had faded out and then boom, it was there and it startled me and I didn't like that. But for the rest, A tier song. No, S tier. How do the tiers things work? Why do I keep saying things that I don't know about? Amazing song. let's move on to Positions, which I've heard a lot of things about, mainly the music video, but still. Okay, so that was Positions. A lot of fun. I really get why this was picked as a single, because it is very much single potential. I can definitely like see it on the radio, so good choice. But it's a lot of fun, the song. I think the lyrics are pretty good as well, and I just had a lot of fun listening to the song, and that's it. I'll be watching the music video after I film this video, and that's the thing I've heard the most about, so I'm really excited to watch it. But yeah, I think this was actually a great like single to release first. I mean, I also get it why it was picked, because like the title of the album, which I also think fits quite well so far. I mean, I feel like this doesn't really talk that much about like the more vulnerable side that it's on the album, but I feel like it does like capture what the album is pretty well, at least from what I've heard so far. It's about love and sex and just being in a new relationship and being in love, and yeah, that's also what this album is about. So yeah, really appreciate it. Then the next song is Obvious. Obviously. I had to make that joke, I'm sorry. Okay, so Obvious. Why do I keep blanking on these title names? So Obvious, I really liked, obviously. Again, joke I need to make. That's my brain. But I really like the song. I really like the message of it. Was really sweet. You can tell that Ariana is very in love, not just from this song, but from the entire album. And I appreciate that. Just knowing what she's been through in the past. She deserves this, you know? I don't know, I really like the song. And I really also like the melody. It was a lot of fun to listen to. And that's all I have to say about the song. Again, not a whole lot. I'm not a music expert. I'm not articulate. Leave me alone. Let's move on to the last song of the album. I'm sad it's over, but also I've been filming for an hour and a half. So, POV. Let's go. Okay, so that was the last song, POV, and surprise, surprise, I loved it! Yay! No, I genuinely did. It's one of my favorites of the album. Again, I know it's not my favorite, probably. I don't know, I have to look through the checklist again, because it's gonna be difficult, but it is one of my favorites, definitely. I really like the melody. I feel like kept this in like this dreamlike fantasy like state, and just sucked you in like the story, and it felt everything, and I really like the messaging of the song. And I feel like, again, it was a perfect way to do this album, because I feel like it's another song that really wraps up the sentiment of this album in its whole, so that was great to end with. Like, having this more vulnerable side and being like scared of a relationship, and this case just talking about like it's hard to, like, I wish I could love myself the way you love me, but besides just being like vulnerable, like insecure, it also shows how happy she is and how in love she is. And just after Thank You Next, this just feels good, you know, to know that she's happy. Now I'm gonna have to pick my top 3. This is gonna be impossible. Okay, so I've decided a top 3, and I'm gonna regret everything right after I stop filming this video. But my top 3 at this moment in time is on number 1, Off the Table featuring The Weeknd, on number 2, POV, and on number 3, Just Like Magic. That's my top 3. Right now. This is gonna change in the near future, probably. But that's it for now. As I listen to these songs more, and depending on the mood I'm in, I'm sure this top 3 will change a lot, because all of these songs are phenomenal. Are you bleeding over into my overall thoughts? These songs are just absolutely phenomenal. I really like them. It's a very different vibe from Thank You Next. It's happier, but it also has a vulnerable side to it, which I really like. I was very curious about this album, because I know Ariana is at such a different point in her life now than she was when Thank You Next came out. So I was interested to see what this was going to be like. And it's very different, but it's still very good and it's very vulnerable, and you can tell that she put her everything in there, and everything she's still insecure about is in there as well. But overall, just an album about love and being in love and being happily in love, which I appreciate. She deserves it, you know, while also recognizing those insecurities around being in a new relationship after what she's been through. So I appreciate that. And yeah, there's also some sexy moments on there, which, sure, go ahead, have your moment. And yeah, I overall just had a great time with this album, and I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely be listening on these songs on repeat for the next couple of days, and then like just these songs, and then I'm sure they won't leave my mind for years because they're really good. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this album, if you listened to it already, and especially give me your top 3 because that's what I'm always interested in. But just like talk about the songs, what feelings do you have? And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Good.